Will black women ever succeed at finding romance with Mr. Right, or will they always succumb to the temptations of being 304s and dealing with Pookie, Ray-Ray, and Tyrone types? Stay tuned. Today, we're going to be discussing why black women will lose chasing after toxic and dangerous men such as Pookies and Ray-Rays. Now, we all know that black women have a secret fondness towards jailbirds and men that are highly narcissistic, although they stress that they don't. Women, even in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, will still at the least entertain these types of men for short-term sexual gratification. Most black women, if they've experienced a Pookie, Ray-Ray, or Tyrone type, never fully grow out of them. If you would pay attention to high-profile celebrities such as Nicki Minaj, Jada Pinkett Smith, Beyonce, and many more, they still have a certain level of endearment for bad boys. This puzzles even some of the most educated guys, leading them to seek out answers on various websites and blogs within the manosphere. Black women will not only give their sexual best to these types of men, but they will also be willing to give away their time, affection, attention, and in some instances, their resources. If you're not a thug, a toxic male, a player, an F-boy, or a lesbian woman, it's going to be difficult for you to keep them wanting you. One of the main reasons why black women lose for choosing Pookie, Ray-Ray, and Tyrone is because they're emotionally unavailable. Author Ron Wills get into Woman's Womb imprint, scripted by his mentor named Master Yao. He stated that the first 3 guys a woman has sex with is going to determine what kind of guy she will yearn for. In other words, whatever those guys' personality and energy were is what shaped their womb imprint. The chances of a black woman having a negative imprint is high. In the black community, molestation and child abuse is more common than not. So if a woman was molested or the father was estranged, or both, this will greatly affect a woman's psyche regarding her choices in men. In the black underworld, it's a lot of things that goes on that is unfortunately unforeseen. Many of the events that takes place in the darkest corners of the African American community are extremely taboo. Anyways, as most African American communities are urban, black women have a predisposition to get with the bad boy types early on in life. Depending on the Pookie or Ray-Ray, they may have been involved in other criminal-related activities. Most women, specifically black women, have a need for toxicity and unnecessary drama. This is the energy that most women in the African American community feed off, or at the least, this applies to the prevailing types of women in the community. This is also one of the reasons why some women may go for lesbian women, because unlike the average man, the lesbian or even a bisexual woman understand the woman's psyche far more than a common man. Women are the incubators of society. If women are doing the choosing, then their choices profoundly impacts the human race. I'm going to focus on the African American community. In this community, we don't focus on logical love. At least this is true for the woman. We're more driven by our passions. Actually, this is true for humans as a species. Some women want to experience some sort of intoxication from a man. When I say that, I really mean love based on passion. Beyonce made this clear in her music, and as we know, she is an icon amongst many black women. Lauren London also made this clear in a statement. She stated, quote, "I love street dudes. I won't give soft guys a chance." Women tend to prioritize feeling before reason. This is not to say that a woman can't be pragmatic in her relationships. Women can very well be logistical. However, how they feel is just a higher priority, which is truly the essence of the feminine. Black women lose by choosing Pookie, Ray-Ray, and Tyrone types because more often than not, they're in a woman's life for a brief period of time. You have Pookies and Ray-Ray types that don't even have a pot to piss in. Some women seek to have control in their relationships, and they know that these Pookie and Ray-Ray types will put up with all of their bullcrap. Out of anything, the only thing that these Pookies and Ray-Ray types have to offer is their sex game. Other than that, these Pookie and Ray-Ray types have nothing to offer but possibly more drama. Secondly, their lives are often short-lived. Most will end up dead or in prison. The women that often entertain these men are classless themselves and are with them for their own personal reasons. I may touch more on this topic on a later day. Until then, peace.